Welcome to yoga. Go ahead and take a nice seat. Sit up nice and tall. Turn your thighs in and back. And rest your hands on your knees, palms up or palms down. Close your eyes. Close your mouth and just breathe through your nose. Slowly breathing in. Creating space in the lungs, in the back and the belly, between each vertebrae. And slowly exhaling, allowing your eyes to soften, your jaw to relax. And just continue to breathe in and out through your nose, finding a nice rhythm. And setting an intention for your practice today. Setting an intention of peace and harmony for your body, for your immune system, your nervous system, for your mind. And as you set that intention for your entire being, just keeping in mind that this intention, this energy that we create in our practice radiates out. It radiates in this 9-foot sphere of energy around us. It's like a big bubble expanding and contracting with each breath. And as we create that peace and that harmony, that balance within, it radiates out. And we know we need that peaceful, healthy, harmonious energy right now in this world. Take a full breath in and reaching your arms out and up overhead. Stretch up through the waist and the neck and bring your hands together into heart center as you exhale. And just setting that intention, sealing it in with a breath. Inhale and exhale. Lower your hands and softly open your eyes and go ahead and make your way onto your mat in hands and knees. Have your props as you need, blanket, blocks available. And with your hands right under your shoulders and knees under your hips, toes curled, start to arch and round your spine. Try to make the movement come from that upper mid-back as you lower the chest, lift your tail, lift your chin. And as you exhale, rounding, letting the tail, the top of the head move towards the floor and upper back towards the sky. And at first, just making these movements nice and slow. Inhale as you arch, exhale as you round. Eyes opened or closed, but just really tuning in to the breath and to the different sensations that you feel as you start to move. Try to keep the breath in and out through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. Keep checking in with your intention and staying present in the moment. And then coming back to a more neutral spine, and go ahead and lift your knees up off the floor and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Now make sure you're lifting the underside of the arms and lifting your butt up as high as you can, making space in the waist, and allow the heels to lower naturally in your dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Go ahead and lower your knees back to the floor and bring them a little wider. Come up on fingertips and move your hips in circles. Again, check in with the rhythm of your breath. Opposite direction for the circles. And then allow your hips to move towards your heels into child's pose. Walk your hands forward and keep the arms lifted away from the floor as you let head and heart move lower. Full breath in. Full breath out. And shifting forward, back into hands and knees, and again, downward facing dog. Stay strong in both arms, hands pressing down, and lift your right leg up and bend your right knee, open the hip. Really extend back, legs straight if you can, through that right heel, lift your left shoulder. And then lowering the right leg, lift the left. You can bend the knee to open and then straighten that left leg, pushing through the heel, lift your right shoulder. And then lower the left foot down. And mindfully walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're in a forward fold at the back of your mat. And try to keep looking at the floor. And inhale, lift halfway. Shoulder blades on your back. Unlock your knees, belly in, and fold forward. And inhale, lift a little. And exhale, fold. And one more inhale. And exhale. Good. Walking your hands forward back into downward facing dog. And shift forward into plank. And keep your shoulders right over your wrists, belly in. Lift the inner thighs just a little. And then barely lift your right toes off the floor. Stay pushed forward. Breath nice and steady. Lower the right. And then lift the left toes barely off the floor. Make sure you're not lifting your upper back and hips. Really try to stay as level as you can, belly in. Lower the left toes. Lift your hips up and back to dog. Full breath in and out. And breath in, forward into plank. Good. Lower your knees, bend your elbows, and lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, lifting cobra. And exhale, lower. Good. Go ahead and prop up on forearms so your shoulders are right over the wrists and legs together, and just pull the belly up so you're not letting that drop. You want to create a sense of engagement and awareness in the front body. Belly button to the spine, pulling back on the elbows just slightly, and then lifting hips and thighs off the floor. So your butt's about as high as the upper back. Put weight in the inner edge of the wrist. Full breath in and out. And toes curled under, and lift your knees up off the floor. Again, you want to make sure you're not lifting your butt up. Stay nice and level. Tone the inner thighs. And barely lift your right toes. And then switch and lift the left. And lower the left. Lower your knees, thighs, hips, and belly all the way down. And stretch your arms back towards your feet. So palms down and bend your elbows a little. Lift the head of the arm bones up. Press the feet so your legs engage. Stay looking at the floor and lift your chest, lift your legs, maybe lift your arms. Nice slow and steady breath here. Back of the neck long. And lower the tops of your feet. Bring your hands for cobra and inhale. And exhale. Curl your toes. You can go through hands and knees, plank, and downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. And mindfully walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Lift your butt a little bit. Roll your shoulders back and come all the way up to stand. Reaching your arms up and hands to heart center. Inhale and reach your arms. Grab a hold of your right wrist and side bend to the left. And center. Grab the left wrist, side bend to the right. And back to center. Bring your arms behind and interlace your hands. Lift your shoulders up and wide. Elbows in. Hands, try to pull the heel of the hands together. Slide your hands down the low back. And turn your head to the right. And back to center and turn your head to the left. And back to center. Release your hands, reach your arms out and up, and fold forward. Hands to the floor. Inhale halfway, and exhale, bow. Hands on either side of your feet. Use your blocks if you need. Step your left foot back, and quarter turn for a wide-legged forward fold. So bend your knees and get your butt low. Lift your chest parallel to the floor, and then side to side, move the hips. Now try to keep the knees back, your butt back, so you're not lunging forward as you go side to side. And then maybe go a little bit lower and lift the toes and the ball of the foot on the straighter leg. Have a little bend in this leg and pull back isometrically with the heel. And then over to the other side as you lunge, the butt's moving back, and then lift the toes, ball of the foot, a little bend in that straighter leg. Pull the heel isometrically. Full breath. Good. And then back to center and get your butt up in the air, fold forward, head towards the floor. And inhale, lift a little. And exhale, fold. And bend your knees. Quarter turn to your left. So now you're towards the back of your mat. And lower your right knee to the floor and take your arms up and overhead. So make sure your right knee is slightly behind the right hip. Left knee directly over the left ankle. Full breath in. Pull your belly. Exhale and twist open to the left upper body. And then back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist just the upper body to the right. And back to center. Exhale to the left. Left hand down, right arm up. And back to center, both arms up. Good. Hands down inside. And move this right knee back a little if you've got room. And avoid just letting the hips drop. Get the butt up a little bit. Walk your hands forward. And push the hands away. Let the chest lower. Notice the upper back tends to round. So we want to try to draw the chest towards the floor. Not dropping the head. Eyes soft. Find the rhythm of your breath. Come back to that intention of finding and creating harmony and balance. Walk your hands back in. And on either side of that left foot. Now, I like to move that back knee back even further and start to move my butt back, working that left leg straighter. You can walk your hands further forward as you fold forward. Again, try to avoid being really round in the upper back. Try to let the chest get lower. Nice, deep, slow breaths through the nose if you can. And then go ahead and bending that front knee back to 90 degrees. Lift your right knee off the floor. Hands are blocks forward and push off, lifting that right leg in the air. Lift your belly and chest. Bow forward. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale, bow. Good. Go ahead and step that right foot all the way back and quarter turn back to that wide leg. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Quarter turn back to the front of your mat through now right lunge and lower your left knee to the floor. Again, your left knee is going to be slightly behind the left hip, right knee right over the right ankle. Straighten your arms all the way over your head. Pull the belly in. Good. Full breath. As you exhale, twist the upper body to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to your left. Make sure that left hip is not opening, but keep it pulling forward. You're just twisting the upper body. Inhale to center. Exhale and twist to the right. Right hand down, left arm up. Full breath. Good. Back to center, arms up. And hands down inside. Again, move that left knee back. Your front knee stays right at 90 degrees. Walk your hands forward, not rounding your upper back, but allow the chest to lower. Getting inside that right inner thigh. Butt lifts just a little. So you're moving the top of that left thigh back. Full breath. And walk your hands back in, either side of the right foot. Move your left knee back a little if that works, and then start to move your right leg straighter. Blocks are good here on either side of your hands. Pull back isometrically. You're trying to drag the right heel back. Pull the toes back. Stick your tail back. Chest lowers and moves forward, not just your chin. So back of the neck nice and long. Deep breath, coming back to that intention. And then bending your right knee, lift your left knee, left leg in the air as you push off, lift your belly and chest up. So you want to try to get that right standing leg as straight as you can by lifting the right sits bone, right hip. Hi, doggies. And bow forward. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Stepping that left foot all the way back. And quarter turn back to your wide legs. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring your feet in just a little bit closer. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips, shoulders back, belly, and come all the way up. And stretch your arms up overhead. Toes out, heels in, and squat. Hands to your heart. Broad across the chest. Make the breath nice and steady. Inhale and reach up. Stand up. Exhale and squat. Good. Adjust your feet wider or closer as you need. Lift the right heel a little. And then lower and lift the left. And lower and inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale and squat. Lifting both heels up. Nice steady breath. Remember, we're trying to work towards that intention of balance and harmony of peace. Heels down. Inhale and reach up. Toes forward and fold forward. Inhale, lift a little. And exhale, bow forward. Good. Quarter turn back to the front of your mat through right lunge and step your left foot forward. Inhaling halfway and exhale, bow. Good. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, shoulders back. Come all the way up to stand and reach your arms up and hands to your heart. Good. So working on a little bit of balance, standing on your right leg and lifting your left knee up. And just arms out by your sides. And find a point on the floor to look at that's not moving. And close one eye. Breathe. And then close both eyes. And wobble. Maybe set your foot down. As you come back to center, start again and just open your eyes. Close one eye. And then both. Breathe. Be okay to move around. Your body's adjusting. Good. Opening your eyes and lower the left foot if it's not already. Standing left, lift your right knee. Arms out for balance. Feel free to wiggle your fingers around or maybe take one of the mudras. Index finger and thumb together is nice. Standing tall, unlocking standing leg, one eye closed. And then both eyes closed. Breathe. Notice how the sides are a little different. But we're trying to get balance and harmony. That doesn't mean perfect stillness. Good. Touch down as you need. Start again as you need, but open your eyes to do it. A couple more seconds. And then go ahead, eyes open, lower that foot. Shake your legs out. Reach your arms up and bend your left elbow. Hold that as you side bend to your right. And then back to center, reach up. Bend your right elbow, side bend to your left. And back to center. Take your arms down by your sides. Good. Roll your shoulders a couple of times back, a couple of times forward, and standing well. Stand on your right foot, cross your left ankle. Good. So standing pigeon, keep that left knee and left butt lifted, your left toes flexed. Start to move your hips back. Arms out for balance, or if you've got it, hands to foot and knee as you push your hands into each other. So you create a little bit more engagement and awareness in that left glute. Come lower if you can with the hands to the floor or blocks. either pushing the ball of the foot into the upper arm or curling your toes around that upper arm. Arm balance here, if that's in your practice. Full breath. Good. As you come up, lift your hands and carefully lift your knee and warrior three. So taking that leg straight back, left leg, try to keep your hips square to the floor. Chest comes forward, arms can reach back, out, or forward. Good. Hands to the floor. Full breath in. Lift your belly and chest up. As you bow forward, bring that left knee behind your right, maybe hands to your heart. And then hands down, leg up. Full breath in. As you exhale, squat. Hands down, leg up. And squatting. Hands down, leg up. Good. Lower left foot next to the right. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Bend your knees. Hands to your hips, shoulders back, and all the way up to stand. Reaching your arms and hands to your heart. Bodhi wanted to make an appearance. Bodhi, it's almost time for abs. Good. Standing on your left leg. Cross your right ankle over. Good down dog, Bodhi. Sit all the way back. So make sure you're lifting the right knee and the right hip a little. Arms out or hand to the foot and knee as you sit back. Get lower. Maybe hands to the floor. Pushing the ball of the foot or wrapping the toes. Maggie didn't want to be left out. Full breath. Good. Coming all the way up to stand carefully, lifting your knee and warrior three. So again, keep the hips square to the floor like you've got little flashlights on each hip bone. You don't want to open the right hip up. So keep it to the floor. Good. Arms can stretch back, wide, or forward. And then hands to the floor as you lift that right leg up. Lifting belly and chest. Bow forward, right knee behind the left, hands to your heart. Hands down, leg up, full breath. And exhale. Hands down, leg up, inhale. Exhale, squat. Hands down, leg up. And right leg next to the left. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and bring your feet a little bit wider and come to a nice deep squat. So just go as low as you can without making your knees and hips angry. Hands to your heart. Full breath. And Bodhi's already on his back, ready for abs. Grab a block and have a seat. Lay on your back. So, block goes between your upper inner thighs, and you come all the way onto your back, hands to your thighs, and knees are at this 90 degrees, feet and ankle at 90 degrees. As you push your hands and thighs into each other, that belly tones, front ribs in. Honor system here, since I'm not there to harass you. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're staying engaged with that intention. Eyes a little softer, maybe closed. Shoulders back. Pulling the belly button to the spine. Full breath. Try to breathe through your nose. And lower your hands right by your hips, palms down. If you can, keep the block between your knees and lower and lift both feet at the same time, keeping that low belly engaged. You don't want to arch the back away from the floor. You want to keep that pulled in. If that's too much, do one leg at a time, lowering and lifting. Keep breathing. Keep the shoulders back, nice and steady. You keep looking up towards the ceiling so your neck doesn't get angry. And even it up if you're alternating. Do one more if you're doing both legs. And then take Both legs up towards the sky. Hands behind your thighs. Push your thighs forward, shoulders back. So you're anchoring the sacrum and tail without overarching. Keep the belly in. And then take your arms out to a T. You're welcome to keep the block between your thighs and either bend your knees and take them to the right, or maybe one leg is straight, or maybe both legs are straight. And then bend them, come back to center. Take your knees to the left. Keep that right shoulder down, both knees bent, one leg straight or both legs straight. Make sure you can maintain a steady breath. Bend your knees back to center, over to the right. Same options, legs straight, knees bent, or one leg straight. Bend your knees back to center, over to the left. Same options. So you're pushing into that left elbow to keep the right shoulder down. Bend the knees back to center and legs straight up. Hands behind your head, keeping the block, heels towards the sky. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, lift your upper body, head and heart, and lift your tail a little. Lower the tail, head and shoulders. Exhale, everything up. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale, back. Try to keep the heels directly over your butt, lifting. Inhale, back. Lift. Inhale, back. Lift. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale, back. Good. Take the block to the sides and just let your knees come out wide, toes together. Stretch your arms overhead. Full breath. So whether we're still or we're moving, we're still seeking that intention of balance and harmony, of peace. Bring your knees back together, legs straight up in the air. And maybe you hold behind this left thigh with your left hand. Right arm is still overhead. Take your right leg out, hover just above the floor, and as you exhale, reaching up, outer edge of the left foot with the right hand. You're welcome to have left hand behind your head to support. So inhale, come back. As you exhale, cross over. That's the contraction. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. And reach. 5 more on this side. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, back. And reach. Inhale, back. And reach. 2 more. Exhale, reach back, exhale, and reach back. Good. Both legs up straight. Hold behind your thighs, little breather, and then switching. So now your right leg's gonna stay up. Your left arm reaches overhead, your left leg goes out straight. Same options. You can hold behind the leg or behind your head. As you exhale, reach. Inhale, back. So try to be as rhythmic as you can, as smooth in your movements as you can. Try to breathe through your nose. Halfway. Exhale as you reach. Inhale, back. Inhale, back. Inhale, back. Inhale, back. And last one. Inhale, back. Good. Bend your knees wide, toes together. Option 1, keep your feet on the floor. Option 2, feet together, lifted. Hands behind your head and the elbows stay wide. Shoulder blades on the back to lift your heart. Really pull the belly in. As you exhale, lift head and heart up. Lift your tail a little. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale, back. Lift. Inhale, back. Lift. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale, back. 5 more. Lifting. Nice clear breath. Exhaling. Inhale, back. Lift. Inhale, back. lift, inhale back, and lift. Inhale back. Knees together and feet on the floor. Grab your block again between your upper inner thighs. So your feet should be just under your knees, inner hip distance apart. So make sure you can't, your toes aren't turned out to the sides. They should be parallel with the outer edge of the heel. Arms right by your sides, palms down. So as you inhale, you're going to lift into bridge and lift your arms up and overhead. Carefully keeping your chin up. That's the inhale. As you exhale, lower all the way back down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. So we're seeking balance, and we just worked the midsection, the abs, quite a bit. So now we want to try to create space across the front body. Again, inhale and exhale. We want to try to create space with awareness and with engagement. Last one here, lift up and lower down. Good, go ahead and set your block to the side, and you can rock front to back the length of your spine. You're welcome to try to rock all the way up to a forward fold without using your hands. Inhale halfway and exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale. Good, step back to downward facing dog. Hips up and back, lifting the underside of the arms, lift your butt, let the heels lower, and then forward into plank. Your choice, knees up or down, lower all the way down, and hands for cobra. Inhale and exhale. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Good, curl your toes. Come through hands and knees, plank, and downward facing dog. Mindfully lifting that right leg in the air and step your right foot forward between your hands. So back knee can be a little bent as you come up, hands to the thigh or hips, shoulders aligned right over your hips. Back leg can work straighter. That front knee is at 90 degrees. Stretch your arms up. So keep the hips square, the legs steady, belly in, full breath in. As you exhale, open to your right. So arms out wide, right hand down, left arm reaches up, full breath. And back to center as you reach up and open, warrior 2. So if you can go wider between your feet to get the hips lower, that front knee still at 90 degrees. Left hand down, right arm up, reach up but lower your hips. And then start to move the front legs straighter, turn your back hip in a little, and re-bend your front knee 90 degrees. Bring that right elbow to your thigh. Take your left arm up and over your ear. Nice and long, so you're reaching from the left fingertips to the outer edge of that left foot. Pull your feet in towards each other. Full breath. And then inhale, back through warrior 2. Reaching up towards the sky, turn your toes to that left side of your mat, and then open warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Left knee now, 90 degrees, back hip in just a little, heart open, full breath. Reverse, left hand down, or left arm towards the sky, right arm down. Pulling back from the left hip, left leg straighter. Turn the hips in even more, and then re-bend that front knee 90 degrees. Good, elbow to your thigh. Sweep the right arm up and over your ear. Full breath. Seeking balance front to back of your body. So the front body is engaged. The back body awareness of the tail moving down. And then the right foot and left foot hugging towards each other. Good, back through warrior 2. Inhale and face the left side of your mat. And warrior 2 to the right. Full breath. Good, inhale, center, crescent lunge. Taking arms up overhead, shoulders over your hips, belly pulled in, and hands to the floor, lifting that left leg up. Lift belly and chest, and bow forward. Left leg next to the right, inhale, and exhale. Good, step your left foot all the way back. Step your right foot all the way back. Into downward facing dog. You can stay here, rest in child's pose, or forward into plank, knees up or down, lower. Inhale, cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths, nice and slow. Walk out your dog a little. And lifting your left leg up and step your left foot forward. So bend your back knee a little, hands lift either to the thigh, to the hips, and come all the way up. Shoulders right over the hips, that front knee 90 degrees, and back leg a little straighter. Stretch your arms up. So tone the front body, lengthen the back body, even lifting the back of your skull. Full breath in. Exhale and twist open to your left. Now left hand down, right arm up. Continue to lower your hips if you can, lift your heart. And then back through center, reaching up. And open now, warrior two, to the right side of your mat. So hips turn in a little. Front knee is bent 90 degrees. And take your left hand down, right arm up. Good, start to move your right leg straighter. Back hip can turn in again. And start to hinge forward, reaching. Left hand finds the floor, the shin or the block directly under that left shoulder, and then start to twist your upper body open, reaching the right fingertips up. Full breath. Try to find the calm, the peace, the balance, while still breathing nice and slow, maintaining that muscle energy. Pressing into both feet, warrior two. Good, inhale and reach up. Turning towards the right side of your mat. Exhale and open, warrior two, to the back of your mat. Front knee 90 degrees. Lowering your left hand, right arm reaches up. Keep lowering your hips, lifting your heart. And then straightening the right leg and hinging forward. Right hand down. Turning open with that left shoulder, left arm reaching for the sky. Turn to look up. Legs are straight but not locked. Eyes soft, muscles strong, breath steady. And then making your way back into warrior two. Good, inhale and facing the right side of your mat, reach up, toes forward. And then warrior two, left toes turn open. And then crescent lunge back, heel lifts up, heart and hips square to the front of your mat. Hands to the floor and lifting that left leg or right leg in the air. Full breath, lift belly and chest. Bow forward. Right foot next to the left. Inhale and exhale. Step your right leg all the way back. Left leg all the way back. Again, stay in dog or child's pose or forward into plank. Lowering. Knees up or down. Hands for cobra as you inhale. And back to hands and knees. Grab your blanket and roll it up nice and neat for calf smash. So you're welcome to stand on the blanket under the balls of your feet. But if you can, get the blanket up behind your knees as much as you can. As you sit back, your shoulders are right over your hips. And you can wiggle a little side to side. You can move the blanket back or keep it as far forward as you want. Maybe close your eyes and really just let your breath slow down. Make sure you're keeping the ribs in, space across the heart open. Try to breathe just through the nose. Maybe move it back a little bit. Good, and then go ahead, take your blanket out and come to downward facing dog. So just stretch out the backs of the legs, lifting your tail up. And walking your feet forward to your hands and inhaling, lifting, and exhale, bowing. Good. Step your right foot back, warrior one. So it's a shorter stance than two. The front knee is still bent at 90 degrees. Your back heel is ideally on the floor and start to come up, arms up overhead. So notice the back leg. You want to try to get a little bit more weight into that back heel. Depending on where you're tight, you might collapse in or try to roll out. But see if you can even the weight in that back foot. And then ribs turn forward as you stretch your arms straight up. Full breath. Eyes lift as your hips lower. Back of the head lifts up. And then start to move your left leg straighter. Lift your butt a little. Hinge forward. So you're reaching forward. Maybe hands come to the floor. Maybe they come to the blocks. Maybe walk your hands outside the left foot. Lean your hips to the right. So try to stay as long as you can in both side bodies, squeezing the feet towards each other like you're trying to scissor your legs together. Full breath. And walking your hands back around to center, bend that left knee and lift your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Turn your right fingertips to the right. Maybe come up onto left fingertips. You can look under that left arm, over the right shoulder, or maybe, if you're careful, flipping over and taking that left leg straight. Right heel is lifted as you flip. Good. Carefully flipping your dog back over and lowering left foot next to the right. Lift your right leg, step your right foot forward in warrior one. So again, back heel is on the floor, front knee is towards 90 degrees, and stretching your arms up. Turn your ribs towards the front of your mat, pull them in. Back of the head lifts even as you start to curl back. Full breath in and out. And start to straighten the front leg and hinge forward. Try not to lock the knees, but lift your butt cheeks up and back a little as you come forward. Hands can walk forward or to the outside of that right leg. Pull back on the right hip, lean your hips a little to the left. Slow the breath. Then come back to center, bending that front knee. And stepping back, three-legged dog, right leg lifted, bend the knee, open the hip. So again, turn the left fingertips to the left, come up onto right. You can look over either shoulder, stay here, or as you flip over, you land on the ball of the foot, the right toes spin towards the back of your mat, right leg straight, stretch through the left fingertips, lifting your heart, full breath. And carefully flipping back over and lowering that left foot next to the right. Go ahead, lower your knees to the mat a little wider and let your hips come back into child's pose, head and heart towards the floor. And coming back up through hands and knees and lifting your knees up, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring your right knee forward for pigeon. So if you have any knee or hip issues, go ahead and lay on your back. Back foot can be top of the foot on the floor or toes curled under. Front foot, try to work the foot, either pressing it into the mat or flexing the toes, and you can stay up just like this, belly in, or you can come forward over that right shin. Nice steady breath. Not creating any pain in the knee or the hip. And if you are over that right shin, go ahead and come up to straighter arms. Lean over to your right butt and swing your left foot around. So you're in a nice seat. Widen your right butt cheek a little as you sit up nice and tall through the spine, reaching your left arm up. Hold your left knee with your right hand and turn your upper body open
to your left. And then lower your left hand right behind the left hip as you sit tall. Take your gaze over the left shoulder. Now the lower body stays steady here, pushing the left hip forward. Lift your chest, turn a little deeper to the left. You can move that left thigh forward like you're pushing it away from your belly. And then turning back to center, walk your hands over to the right. So you lean to your right, swing your left leg back and around to the back of your mat. Walk your hands back to the front of your mat, and three-legged dog. Right leg lifted. You can open the hip a little, keep the shoulders square. And then option here to square the hips and come forward into plank. Leg up or knees down, lower all the way. Inhaling cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Nice slow exhale. And now bringing your left knee forward, pigeon, or lay on your back. Again, come forward or stay up. Back toes can be curled or tucked under. If the top of the foot's on the floor, give a little push down into it and pull forward isometrically. You feel that sense of engagement in the inner thighs. Nice steady breath. Engaged belly. Just keep practicing that awareness of your breath and the intention of the placement of your body in space, the intention of that energy that you're creating in this practice. Good. If you're folded forward, come up to straighter arms. If you're on your back, join us in a seat. Lean over to your left and swing your right leg around. So you're sitting up nice and tall, and now you're going to want to widen your left butt cheek a little. Sit up tall, holding the right knee with your left hand. Reach your right arm up, and now twisting the other way towards your right. Right hand lowers right behind your hip, and turn over that right shoulder. Try to turn your gaze a little bit more, pushing your right thigh forward away from the belly to make that twist a little deeper, a little bit more engaged. And then turning back to center with your upper body. Lean your hands over to the left. Swing your right leg all the way behind you. Walk your hands back to center and back to three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip a little as you'd like. Keep the shoulders square because that right shoulder wants to drop. And then squaring the hips, skip this if you want. Forward into plank, lowering, inhaling cobra, and back to child's pose again. Full breath. A downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Really try to stretch the torso long, top of the head towards your fingertips, ears right between your arms. And notice the weight in your hands and your feet, the length in your waist and then the legs, the space in the low back and the hips. And hopefully feeling a little bit more balanced front and back body. And go ahead and lower your knees to the floor and have a nice seat. And sit up nice and tall. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work here, alternate nostril breathing. And so you want to make sure you're comfortable in and back with the thighs. Maybe use props to sit well. And take your right hand, and the index finger and the thumb are down. So you're going to use your thumb and your ring finger to close the nostrils. Eyes closed. And take a full breath in through your nose. And just out through your mouth. And this time in through your nose. Keep the mouth closed and breathe out through your nose. Good. Then go ahead and close your left nostril with the ring finger. And breathe in through your right nostril. Close that right nostril with your thumb Release the left nostril and breathe out through the left nostril. In through the left. Close out through the right. In through the right. Close and out through the left. In through the left. Close and out through the right. In through the right. Close and out through the left. In through the left. Close and out through the right. In through the right. Close out through the left. In through the left. Close and out through the right. In through the right. Close out through the left. In through the left. Close out through the right. In through the right. Close out through the left. In through the left. Close out through the right. In through the right. Closing, and last one, out through the left. Release your hand and breathing through both nostrils, and just notice the breath. Hopefully a little clearer, a little bit more balanced right to left in the sides. And again, just coming back to that intention of being balanced, feeling more harmony within. And as we feel that on the inside, we start to radiate that more on the outside through our words and our actions. And go ahead, softly open your eyes and make your way onto your back. And as you do that, hug your knees wide towards your shoulders and just rock a little bit side to side. And just feeling your back on the floor, shoulders relax. And as you come back to center, take your right leg up straight. Hold behind the thigh with the hands interlaced, and extend your left leg out straight on the floor. So try to avoid that right butt being lifted up. Try to keep it anchored down with the hip. And your leg is trying to push away, but your arms, your hands are not letting it. So you're trying to bring your leg towards the back of your mat with resistance. Get it as straight as you can. If you need a strap, you can certainly use that on your foot. And again, we're not allowing the low back to arch away from the floor. You want to keep the belly engaged and aware. And then go ahead, and if you have a strap, or you can hold the foot or you can hold the leg, either way, start to bring your leg out to the right, towards your right shoulder, not just straight out to the side. So have a little bit of anchor in that left hip staying down, shoulders back. And then coming back to center, and bend your right knee, bring your right arm out to the side, turn your gaze to the right. Hold the outside of the knee with your left hand as you twist all the way over onto that left hip. That left leg is straight. And notice as you breathe the contraction, expansion, and the twist in your belly. As you come back to center, go ahead and Lower your right foot to the floor, take your left leg up straight. So interlacing, push the thigh forward, extend your right leg straight. Make sure that left butt stays rooted towards the floor, sides long. And again, you're pulling the leg towards the back of your mat with resistance. Ribs in, belly in. And either holding the leg, the foot, or with the strap, take your leg out and up now towards that left shoulder. Right hip and thigh stay anchored. Don't let it lift up away from the floor. Keep it down, nice and strong. And then as you come back to center, bend your knee. Left arm goes out to the side. Grab a hold of the knee with your right hand. Look over your left shoulder and twist all the way onto your right hip. And again, just feel the expansion and contraction in your belly as you twist and breathe. And then coming back to center. Again, hug your knees wide towards your shoulders, rock a little side to side, and option to take happy baby here. So your arms come inside your knees, hold the outer edges of your feet. Your knees are pulling towards the floor, the soles of the feet towards the sky, and try to push your butt forward to the front of your mat. Keep your shoulders back, your head and neck nice and neutral. And then go ahead and take your hands inside your thighs here and take your legs out straight and wide. Full breath. And bringing your legs together. And you can keep holding behind the thighs here, behind the calves, or maybe hold your feet and see if you can keep your legs as straight as you can. We're not going into plow pose, but we're trying to just keep the legs straight, pulling our toes towards the back of the mat. Please keep your gaze towards the sky. Don't turn your head to the side. Push the thighs up and away from your belly, even as you're bringing your feet overhead. Full breath. And then slowly letting your hips lower and your legs. Bend your knees 90 degrees and press your hands and thighs into each other. So nice, just reminder, reset with the breath, the belly, the spine, and then lowering your feet to the floor and let your legs slide out. Let your toes fall open. Let your arms open by your sides. And just allowing yourself to get comfortable for Shavasana. If you want maybe a blanket over your hips or thighs or any support under your thighs. Palms open, roll each shoulder back mindfully. And just settling into a few moments of quiet. Letting your breath find its own natural rhythm. Constantly just let the eyes soften, the jaw relax. Let the breath just be through your nose. Try to keep your mouth closed. And just slowly starting to deepen your breath and wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your arms overhead. Bending your knees. And rolling over onto your right side. Rest your head on your arm. Take a full breath in and out. And use that left arm and press yourself up to a seat and sit well. So use your blanket, your blocks as you need. And take a nice seat as you sit up, thighs in and back. And one hand on your heart and the other fingertips to the floor, eyes closed. And thank you so much for making the time to practice with me today. And just remind ourselves that we need the movement, this practice, and our breath so much. We need the stillness too, that time during Shavasana, the quiet. Those moments are just as important to keep our body in harmony and balance and in good health. It's good for our immune system, good for our nervous system. And it's good for that energy that we're trying to create, that from within, that radiates out. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center in prayer and take a full breath in. Exhale and bow. And may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within guide your way on. Sat Nam. Always with much love and with much gratitude from my heart to each of yours, always. Namaste. Thank you guys. See you soon, I hope. I miss you. Bye.